Yo guys, Simo here. Is the HANZO Void the best free-to-play set in the game right now? Let's go take a look. Hey guys, happy new year. The holidays are almost over, and for this video we're gonna be checking to see if the HANZO Void set is the best free-to-play set. So for this video I'm gonna be comparing the armor, the helm, and every piece of the HANZO Void sets to the set that I currently have, which is the mixture of the blood and the hex, which I say it's the best. And I have so many findings that I didn't know before, and I'm so happy to share this with you guys. But yeah, not only I infused every piece to the max, but I also augmented it with the same augment that I already have on the other pieces. So yeah, let's first begin with the armor. We have my own, the Blood of Nulgath armor, and we have the HANZO Void armor. So when I click this, we can see the differences. Now the differences are very minimum, which is very good to see. So before I actually continue, if you want to know how to get the HANZO Void armor, I have a video tutorial on how to get that, so I'm not going to be explaining it here. But yeah, the HANZO Void armor actually has more armor than the Blood of Nulgath. It has plus 94, and they both have the same augments, so there's no difference in that, but it has less crit. So you guys can already see how this armor is very good, and we're mostly gonna be focusing on the attack because that's what I always focus on, because you should always have the max attack in my opinion. But yeah, same attack, and the only differences here is plus 94 armor, so that's very cool to see. Let's move on to the next piece, which is the helm. So the Blood Guard of Nulgath is my helm, and then let's now click the HANZO Void morph to see the differences. So what we have different with the HANZO Void morph is that we have more health and more armor, but this time there's a minus. As you guys can see, we have minus evasion and minus attack. So yeah, that's gonna be a problem, but either way it is still a very good helm, because as you guys can see, the differences are very minimal, and with the fiendish augment we get really good stats. The crit and the haste is the same. I think this is from the fiendish, so yeah, just minus 47 attack, and that's pretty much it. Let's move on to the shoulders now. I have the Blood of Nulgath shoulders with the fiendish, and if we click the HANZO Void shoulders, we have a lot of differences here. So first off, the HANZO Void has more health, plus 32 only, and again less attack. That is a problem, but only 32, so that's very small. And considering the HANZO Void set is a free-to-play set, you can basically get it without having to pay Dragon Crystal. It is very good. And the upside of this, even though it has minus armor, I mean attack rather, it has more armor than the blood. So the blood only has 603, and the HANZO has 889. That's a plus 286. And the downside, since we have more armor, we have less crit, which is only 1597, and the blood has 1883. Let's move on to the next piece, the belt. So for this one, I'm using the Hex of Nulgath belt. Now this is one of the things that I didn't know before, but the Hex of Nulgath and the HANZO is actually similar, and the HANZO actually beats it by 4 armor. So yeah, very small differences, and I didn't know up until this point because I just infused it and augmented it to the max. So yeah, that's very cool to see. So I'm gonna be switching this now to the best piece in my armor set. So the HANZO Void belt is now the best piece as well. I might have to update the old video. And next we have the cape. So no brainer, I already talked about this. The HANZO Void cape is the sole winner here. You guys can put either fiendish or unreal. I placed the unreal so yeah, you can get plus evasion and plus haste. Let's move on to the gloves. The gloves, I'm using the Blood of Nulgath gloves with the fiendish. Now if we click the HANZO Void gloves, we actually have less crit over here, but to pay off from that, so we have plus 251 haste. So the differences between the HANZO and the blood is just the haste, so you guys can decide whether you want more crit or more haste. I don't know whether I'm gonna be switching this up because I like my crit to be high, but yeah, that's the differences between the two. Not so much. And we go on over to the boots. I'm using the Hex of Nulgath boots, and I think if I click this, there is no differences, guys. So yeah, you can already see how powerful this HANZO Void set is. It is literally the same as the Hex of Nulgath boots, which you need to pay 2000 Dragon Crystal for to get the pet and to farm the whole armor. So yeah, the HANZO Void boots and the HANZO Void boots, I mean the Hex, is literally the same. So you guys already have the best in slot boot. So yeah, the belts and the boots is for me the most brain shocking piece, because it's actually, the HANZO actually could be better than the Hex. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the comparison. And now that I have it, let me compare both sets, give you the stats in the screens of both sets. So let me just open this one, and here we can see the differences. Alright, now even though they don't look differences, if we guys zoom in the stats, we can see the little minuscule differences we have in there. Now, before we begin, I wanted to say that I don't have any guild buffs at the moment, so there's no damage buff or anything. And right now, I am equipping the horrific Shadow Reaper of Doom to get the biggest attack. Alright, let's first look at the attack. Now, the attack on the HANZO is 13,846, and for the Blood and Hex, I have 13,933. So the Blood and Hex has more attack. Now, that is because of the pieces we saw earlier. I think that was the helm and the shoulders. Now, the armor, the HANZO has 9,276, and the Blood and Hex has 8,778. So the HANZO has bigger armor, 500 points more. Now for the crit, I guess this is where the biggest differences is. The crit of the HANZO is only 8,325, and the Blood and the Hex has 8,956. So yeah, it has a lot of crit because of the Blood pieces. Now for the evasion, only 100 points differences. The HANZO having 8,713, and the Blood and Hex having 8,831. Now the haste, now we can see differences by 200 points rather. The HANZO set has 10,151 haste points, and the Blood and Hex has 9,900 haste. Now this is because of the pieces that we saw earlier. Some of the pieces have plus 251. So yeah, the Blood and Hex basically has more crit, and the HANZO has more haste. That's the easiest way we can put it. And the Blood and Hex has a little bit more attack. So yeah, does that answer your question? Is the HANZO set the best free-to-play set at the moment? And my answer is definitely yes. It might be even better than the Blood and Hex depending on how you play it. But yeah, you guys can basically choose on what you want. You want more haste or more crit, or do you want more evasion? Do you want more attack? So yeah, with this comparison, you guys can now visualize and see how both sets go. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys learned something. Don't forget to like this video, comment down below if you have any questions, and please subscribe to my channel. If you want to share this video with your friends, please go ahead. And other than that, I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye guys!